Welcome to Quick Tips, Low to No Cost Staffing Solutions. This will be a crash course in a short amount of time, and our hope is that you will be able to take away some helpful nuggets to consider and implement in your practice. Today, our agenda will follow a Q&A format. So the big questions today that we'll address in the following order is, what are the best low-cost sources for finding candidates? And then, how do I ask effective questions that keep me legally safe in an interview and once employed? The last will be, how can I keep staff engaged and retained with limited time and budget? As we all know, finding candidates in this competitive marketplace can really be a challenge. So kicking this off today is our first question. What are the best low-cost sources for finding candidates? Let's see what the top 5 low-cost solutions are. Here are the top 5 ways to not only post, but also source for your staff. Staff referrals are a wonderful way to increase people coming into your practice to check it out. Our staff are the people that know us best, they know our business best, and they also have a network out there of people who might be looking or ready for a job change. Also, what really helps is offering them maybe some kind of incentive, maybe a free lunch. Maybe it's $100 when they're hired and $100 for them being there a year. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just an opportunity they get to work with someone they know. So that is a great way to post and source. The other thing is, if you are a speaker or your office manager, even your employees are out there networking at events, it's a great opportunity to get out there and let people know that you're hiring and what a great practice has, and really what makes you unique and different from other practices. Do you specialize in children? Do you specialize in certain conditions? Whatever it is, get out there and make yourselves known, and that will really make you stand out. College and university websites and other online career centers are also a great way to find people out in the community. And most of these, by the way, are free. So there's a lot of creativity you can use here. And then, of course, social media, either on your own practice's website or even purchasing an ad on social media. And it's very reasonable, under $100 to do that, whether it be Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Some of these are also free. So it's a great opportunity to get out there and letting people know that you are hiring. And actually, VSP finds a lot of their folks on social media. Then, of course, there's the old-fashioned online job boards that you can also participate in. Costs vary anywhere between $50 and $350, depending upon what job boards you use. But that is another effective way as well. But really, in my personal experience, those first 4 are really the best ways that you can find people. One of the things also is, when you see someone providing great service out in the community, compliment them. Let's say you're at the bank and the teller gives you great service. Put that invite out for them, or maybe even someone they know. Give them a compliment. Wow, you really are, happy and really were helpful today. I'd love to hire someone like you. Do you know anyone who may be on the market or looking for a change? And that way you won't be directly recruiting them, but kind of giving them the hint that you are looking for someone like them, and they may even be interested. So feel free to slip them your phone number or your card. And it may not work every time, but you will definitely make their day. I know it would make my day if someone told me that. And who knows, maybe even getting a new patient. Let's address the next big question. How do I ask effective questions that keep me legally safe and also once employed? I mean, as we all know, sometimes saying or doing something perceived as inappropriate can put us at a huge risk. Let me share with you something that may blow your mind. Did you know if a candidate raises a claim of discrimination, you may be held personally liable per person for damages up to $300,000? This isn't said to scare you, but rather to stress the importance of mitigating this risk up front. So how can you do it? In just a minute or two, I will share hours and hours of legal advice worth thousands of dollars, all for free. But before I do, here's all the laws that you need to know. When you look at this slide, it can be very overwhelming. And even as a HR person in the field for 35 years, it's extremely overwhelming. And these are just a list of some of the laws employers in the US must abide by, not to mention the different state employment laws. With that said, it's important to understand the playing field. Now I'm going to share the big tip that I promised you a few minutes ago. Here is what I call compliance shorthand. The bottom line is that everyone is in a protected class except individuals that are white heterosexual males under 40 who are not veterans, individuals born in the United States who are non-disabled and do not have a genetic disorder, all those combined. So pretty much knowing this fact demonstrates that the majority of the people you interact with on a daily basis falls into a protected class. So just knowing that up front. The good news is I have a creative solution that will help guide you, which again is very practical and gets to the core quickly. And I call it my 30 seconds of legal advice. When you ask a question in an interview or when you're coaching someone or giving them performance feedback, make sure to keep these questions in the forefront of your mind at all times. So let's run through these. Is the question you're asking job related? If it isn't, don't ask it. It really should be. So when you are interviewing or again, talking performance feedback, instead of asking, did you babysitter not come in time? Is that why you're late? You would just say, hey, I'm concerned about your being late. What can we do to help out here? So again, keeping it job related because it's really important to get your job on time. So that's just an example of asking, keeping things job related versus getting to that personal piece. And then the second thing is it asking a special person a special question? Because if you are doing that, it shouldn't be. Let me give you an example of what that looks like. That would be, for example, maybe if somebody comes in and maybe they're an amputee on one arm. Maybe it's an amputee on the elbow. And if you ask them, oh, can I shake your hand? But you wouldn't ask that to somebody else, that could be discriminatory. So what you would do is just put your hand out and offer it up. And then they can choose to do what they want from there or share what they want from there. So that's just an example of how you don't want to ask a special question to a special person because it really, again, goes to that discriminatory space. So if you keep these two things on the forefront of your mind at all times, your chances of being perceived as disrespectful or discriminatory are almost gone. So hopefully that helps keep that list of laws nice and simple for you. We are ready to address our third and final big question. How can I keep staff engaged and retained with limited time and budget? The solution really is to provide growth and professional development opportunities to your staff. And I've been working with doctors for about 15 years, and some of them haven't thought about that. And they necessarily are just so focused on the work and not really developing their employees. So in order to present a little bit of the business case, let's look at some research to validate this actual solution here. So this is taken from different studies and different research. The fact is staff need to learn new skills and knowledge to feel fulfilled and motivated at work. Disengaged and bored staff are twice as likely to leave, and 80% of those in the study said that learning new skills would make them be more engaged. And when people are more engaged, they're going to be more productive, they're going to be more creative, they're going to be getting along better, and they're going to be able to help you achieve your business results in a much quicker and more productive way. The other fact is staff want to contribute to success. Nobody comes into work purposely on Monday morning thinking, I don't want to work well today. They do want to be successful. And in this study from the executive search group, 86% said they would change jobs if another employer offered them more opportunities for professional development. So in thinking of all these things, how does this look in your day-to-day life at the practice? Here are some practical ideas of really how to make learning part of the culture. Staff really must be able to show up feeling like they're doing their best work because they are doing work that aligns with their talents and that they feel like they matter. So here are several ways to make that happen and to consider. And how we do this is meeting one-on-one with each staff member because they all may need something different. Some people may be motivated by, their work hours or flexibility. Other people may be motivated by, going to a conference once a year, whatever it looks like. So again, really collaborating with them one-on-one will ensure you're hitting their individual needs and wants and their career growth. Let's take a look at a few of these. One of the most important things really, first of all, when people come on as a new employee and then frequently throughout the year, is to discuss the practice's vision and mission. What are you trying to achieve? How will you do it? And for what purpose? When everybody is in line with your map of your strategy and how things are to be played out, they will be able to connect what they do in the work that they do every day with your mission and vision, and even asking them that in a one-on-one session. How do you think your role as the office receptionist helps contribute to our vision and mission and what we're trying to achieve here? And then letting them answer that with what their thoughts are, and that will really pull that together for them. Allow staff and decision-making. There's nothing more liberating and more satisfying as an employee or a staff member when they're allowed to help have input before a decision is made. So if you're putting in a new system, if you're changing a policy, if you're moving lunch to a different time or changing days, it doesn't really matter. Get their thoughts on the potential change and the pros and cons and get that input from them. Now, the bottom line is, the leader has that final decision making, but at least they were able to present their ideas. And if for some reason you aren't able to honor all of their ideas, just tell them the business reason why. Be very clear with that. And again, they will really appreciate the opportunity to make decisions. I won't go into all of these, but I will say that most of these, again, are at no cost. There's all sorts of webinars in the industry and with people like Eyefinity and VSP that offer free webinars on staffing. There's podcasts all over YouTube, teleconferences, books, so many things available. And also, a lot of times, many of the companies that you work with and your vendors offer free training. So that's an opportunity to take advantage. One of the things also we've already talked about is connecting for impact. We've talked about how does your role tie into the mission, what motivates you, how should we work better together, and how can I best support you when employees are feeling supported. And when you ask a question like that, oftentimes they might see, I don't really know how to do X, Y, Z. Please train me on this, or how can I learn more of this? And again, that's going to help them feel more productive and more engaged, which will help you in the end. And most importantly, always giving that ongoing performance feedback, how well they're doing, being specific with it. And this will really help them grow their skills and even their behaviors. If their behaviors are a little misaligned with your values, or maybe they're grumpy some mornings or whatever it might be, that's something that you definitely want to address and ask them for their ideas on how they can, change their behaviors, and also what they can do differently moving forward, or what kind of training they may need. So as we get close to the end of this presentation, and we're almost there, I just want to share an exciting offer to assist you with staffing challenges. Introducing SHRM, the Society of Human Resource Management. With SHRM, you will have an opportunity to have 15 live phone calls a year with an expert HR knowledge advisor at your fingertips. So for example, let's say you have someone that shows up for work and there's something off, or you're not sure what to do. You can pick up the phone and call SHRM and talk to a knowledge advisor, tell them what the situation is, and they can give you some advice. They are not the legal, they're not attorneys, but they are very experienced HR people. Most of them have been in the field 20 years plus, and they can give you some advice. The other thing that you can do is have unlimited email requests. So let's say you're putting together some kind of new policy on telecommuting, or on employee referrals, and you want to see what other kind of programs and things other people are doing out there. So you can email a request to the Knowledge Advisor, unlimited, as much as you want all year. And they will send you back links and articles and tools and resources to help you. So that is unlimited. Now, the exciting part is that with Eyefinity, they're offering a special opportunity for you. If you purchase Eyefinity's cloud-based software between June 1st, 2023 and September 30th, 2023, you will be eligible to get that one-year membership. And with that membership, you will get not only these 15 phone calls and an unlimited email requests, you'll get how-to guides, toolkits and templates, interactive tools, sample policies, customizable forms that you can put your own logo and your own information in there, training and frequently asked questions. In addition, you will have access to a handbook builder for your state at a very low cost, and also access to low-cost legal advice, labor law posters, and virtual leadership training that you can use as part of your development for your leaders or the office manager, or even someone who wants to be the office manager one day. They are offering a special cost, and this is available 24/7, the leadership training, all year, and they provide a lot of different tools with that as well. So just by attending this webinar and again, purchasing that software between those dates, you can receive a complimentary one-year membership. Now, the other thing, if you don't make it and you're not lucky to be one of those first 25, you still have the opportunity to purchase the SHRM support offer. If you are a Premier Doctor, you get a $199 a year rate. And that's about, if we're just looking at the phone calls themselves, that's about $13 per phone call. So that's probably less than a Subway sandwiches with chips and a large soda, once a month. So it really is an opportunity to get this help that you need. You don't have to hire that HR person. You don't have to pay an attorney to give you that HR advice. You can use SHRM as that first step with the HR Knowledge Advisor and have someone to support you and even help you along the way of what you're going to say to that employee or how to handle a certain situation. And at this point, we've talked about several tips throughout this presentation, a lot of resources to help with your staffing challenges. And our hope is that you are inspired to take action and follow through on really what makes sense for your own practice. This concludes the end of the presentation, and thank you for attending Eyefinity's webinar.